Thank you, Chad. Let's go now to Senate Majority Whip John Thune on all of this. Senator, how confident are you that something can happen here?
Something needs to get done, Neil. We've got a crisis. The Democrats have finally, 7 weeks after the president requested emergency funding for the border, the House Democrats have finally recognized that, and now at the last minute are acting on legislation. But here's where we are. The House bill passed with, I think, 3 Republican votes over there, so it was a very party line, partisan vote. We took it up in the Senate today. The House passed version didn't get a single Republican vote. The president has said that he will veto the House passed bill. In the Senate, on the other hand, we passed a bill today, 84-8, huge bipartisan majority, a bill which the president has said he will sign. So the very simple solution now is for the House to pick up the Senate passed bill, put it on the floor, pass it. It would pass, and the president would sign it into law, and we would get much needed assistance to the very serious crisis and humanitarian crisis that we have at the border.
As I understand it, Senator, Democrats don't like giving the president a green light to do things with more wall building or something and not address the issue of kids and what's happening with migrants at these detention centers. Republicans, conversely, are just as suspicious, I guess, of Democrats and ignoring what causes the problem with the kids at the border and these detention centers, and never the two shall meet.
I think that if you look at the main components of the bill, though, all that's there. I mean, there's money in the Senate bill that addresses the humanitarian crisis, whether that's additional medical help, whether that's food assistance, whether that's housing. All those things are in the Senate bill. And the Democrats at some point are going to have to recognize that if we're going to address the very serious human needs that we have at the border, that they're going to have to pass a bill that the president will sign into law. And it seems to me, at least, that if they are serious in expressing a desire to do something about this, that we have a perfectly suitable legislative vehicle passed by the Senate with a huge bipartisan majority that we know the president will sign into law that addresses all the very concerns and needs that individual members are expressing. And so it's, like I said, at this point, a very simple path forward. I hope that the Democrats in the House will decide to
hiring of Border Patrol types, who are right now sidelined to deal with a lot of these kids and these issues because there's been a dramatic influx. And to your point, and to be fair, that has dramatically increased. I understand quintupled. I got it wrong a little while ago. In just the last 8 months, just the sheer number of kids arriving at these centers. Now, I'm curious where you see those funds going to not only look after the kids, I get that, but to then provide more staffing to deal with this, or how would that go?
There is, and there's money. There will be money. There's money in this bill to address the concerns, Department of Homeland Security officials, ICE officials, to make sure that they have the resources they need to appropriately staff and to try and slow the flow. As you pointed out, we've had 600,000 people come into this country, have been apprehended coming into this country this year already, which is 200,000 more than we saw all of last year. So this is a growing crisis which needs to be, that we've got to slow that flow, and that's going to require more personnel, more resources, all of which are addressed in this legislation.
All right. Thank you, Senator, very, very much. Good chatting with you.
Thanks, Neil.
All right. As tension